We are so glad to have you here for another SARE National session. My name is Jenny Anchondo, and I am here as your host and moderator for today. It is my absolute honor to help guide you through this session. So really excited about our speaker today. She is somebody that we have had on multiple times on multiple topics, and today's another really good one. We're going to hear a long, robust presentation about artificial intelligence, and then we'll be able to ask a couple of questions on the back end. So for those who are not familiar, this is a two-part series. We're talking about rethinking our business in the post-pandemic and AI world. So really over the next 2 weeks, talking about how to prepare for the AI-driven business world of tomorrow. And again, it's a two-part series. So part of it today, part of it next week, same time, same place. And let me tell you about our presenter for today. She is Claudia Herman, born in Mexico City, Mexico, and she's currently the Director of Minority Outreach for the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce in the DFW Metroplex. She organizes a series of business training seminars for aspiring Latino entrepreneurs. And then she also hosts these events for minority business owners. She's involved in women's conferences. She engages in labor and business skills training through the Community Entrepreneurship Academy from the Grand Prairie Chamber Foundation. So there's that component. And then I also have to mention this. Claudia is a lawyer. She's licensed to practice throughout Mexico. And her specialty area in that is franchise and distribution law. She's also a business consultant with more than 20 years of experience. Now, concurrently with her business consulting practice, she has conducted conferences, seminars, and workshops for 10,000 plus attendees. And we're talking about a variety of topics. And I share this with you just so you understand the breadth of knowledge that she's bringing to the table today. So everything from corporate law to motivational speeches. She has been a columnist for the newspaper, the Spanish version of the Dallas Morning News, for those of you who happen to be local to Texas. She also conducts mastermind sessions in English and Spanish, which transmit from Facebook Live and Zoom. So she's used to an audience. She's used to this feedback. She is fluent in English, German, and Spanish. She also manages a real estate business in Mexico in addition to her coaching business. So when we share a resume like that, it makes you realize how lucky we are to have Claudia here with us today. So I want you to be really intentional and thoughtful with your questions and the way that you interact with her. So again, any questions that come up, I become a participant on this. So you just message me, hey, Jenny, I'm wondering if she can give us more details on this. I jot it down on my notes over here, and then we'll get a few minutes on the back end to ask her some questions. But I don't want to take up any more time. For now, I will mute myself and send it over to Claudia. Claudia, take it away.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the big introduction. And yes, it is my absolute pleasure to be on this platform with you and with the audience one more time. And yes, we're talking today about reshaping our business in the post-pandemic and the AI era, which we are now entering and have been, hearing that buzzword for 2 years now. So let me share my screen with you all. We are now weathering a whole set of new challenges, mostly driven, by all this negative talk about, a recession is coming up, politics, and it doesn't matter what side on the political spectrum you're on, or no side at all. Those tariffs, and a long list of etceteras. And here I have, of course, the privilege of talking to so many business owners. And the common denominator that I've been hearing recently is everything is negative, and oh my God, what am I gonna do? And everything is so complicated, and oh my God, AI, and it's a threat. So that's why I put Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator on this screen. And on the other hand, there's a few optimists who say, well, AI is a magnificent tool to do our business, and it can help me grow. So anyway, before we focus on your business, or if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, your future business, first, we have to work on you. We have to focus on you, where you are as a person, before we can focus on your business. Because what I have seen from so many business owners that I serve here at the chamber is if their mind is not doing well, if their emotions are not aligned with what they want for themselves, for their employees, for their customers, and for their business as a whole, then everything really can go down the drain. Yes, they might have some successes, but how many times do we see business owners who are maybe very wealthy, but personally they're miserable? They're getting through a divorce or have been divorced by their spouses, or their kids are acting up, or a long list of etc. So in part one of this series, I want to focus on who we are as a person, what we need to do, and everything. This is and I'm incorporating this because this is part of some trainings, business trainings, mind y'all, that I have been taking. And those business trainers, and believe me, these are super experts and they're one of the most recognized people in their fields. What they talk about is vibration. What they talk about is something that goes well beyond our little brains and our little bad emotions that we wake up with every day. So I want to play a very short 1-minute video because this will be very connected with what I'm going to share next. So here we go. And I hope you can hear the sound. Let me know if not. Okay, so this very short video, what it shows is that we are energy. And if not, just put your finger in an electrical socket and you will see what happens, right? Then we can talk. So what we project, and this is why it's so relevant, what we project, what we think actually materializes in. There are a bunch of scientific studies that have been made in the past few years, and you might have listened to words like the quantum field and whatnot. Well, it's absolutely true. The video I just showed you is basically a condensation of subatomic particles and what is in between those particles, and they're all vibrating. I don't know if you noticed that. They're all vibrating, they're going like this, and there's like an empty space in between. Well, scientists have theoreticized that that space is also made up of vibration, although for now, they cannot measure it because they don't have maybe microscopes that are strong enough to measure it, or any other instruments, but they will come up with that. You know, the human mind is so prodigious and so prodigal that it will come up with those technological solutions. So what scientists are now realizing and beginning to tell people is what we think actually creates a field of energy that then shapes what we do, what we say throughout the day. So our mind is so incredibly powerful, is that it has the power to control a lot of things. Of course, our mind and our emotions, they control how we make our decisions, how we communicate with our clients, with our employees, with our bosses, with our friends, and what level of clarity we have in that communication with other people, and so much more. So I want to ask you, how do you start your day? Do you wake up and feel refreshed and wake up with a smile? Or do you wake up and already, start cussing everything out and thinking negative thoughts? And oh my God, I have a meeting with my boss. Oh my God, I have to meet this client. He's so horrible. Oh my God, da, 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 da. So how do we start our day shapes the rest of the day. So I want to put this in your mind, because so many people, the first thing they do when they wake up is reach for their phones and go into doom scrolling. And oh my God, I only have 10 likes on TikTok and on Instagram. Oh my God, I want to cut my veins. Oh, that's so horrible. I wanted at least 500 likes this morning, and so on and so forth. So if the first thing we do when we wake up is reach for our phone and go through all the horrible news and everything else that's in there, or somebody sends us a text and, a friend who's not really a friend, is more like a frenemy, is already, sending us negative messages, and we absorb that with our brain, how do you think that will shape your day, right? So if we wake up with the right mindset, with the right emotions that go with what we think, then throughout the day, whenever we have a client meeting, say, or we have to visit a supplier, well, we want to create win-win situations. We're not going to step on other people. We're going to be happy. We're not going to be sitting in a meeting making faces and being passive aggressive, or showing bad emotions like jealousy and envy and whatnot. So I want to put in your brains, in your minds, the idea of waking up. And the first thing that you do is have a positive thought. And what I do, and actually I apply to my own life, the first thing I do when I wake up, I give thanks. I express gratitude. Why? Because I woke up, I'm still alive. I'm still on planet Earth. I still have my home. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my fridge. I have my kitties. I mean, I have cats, 6 cats that are really a joy to be around with. I have my husband. I have my family. I'm about to be a grandmother as well. So, there's so many reasons. It doesn't matter. Even if something bad comes across our way, the important thing is, how do we react to it, how we act. So the way we shape our day in the morning will determine the outcome of the entire rest of the day. So are we going to have an emotional and mental balance? Are we going to be fighting with everybody? Or actually, are we going to do some nice teamwork and team building with our people at the office, or, in our company, or wherever? Are we going to have a good relationship with our family when we come back home from work? So I want to really impress this upon you. The words you speak to yourself every morning can transform your day in really great ways. So if you express gratitude, if you have some self-affirmation, and I'm going to show you a few, and actually I didn't make them up, then you are planting a seed. And if you do this every day on a consistent basis, you're creating a good habit for yourself. And starting out your day with gratitude and verbalizing some good affirmation is harnessing the power of language. Words have power, have tremendous power. And then you align your thoughts with your intentions. So, and the other benefit, and the source here is Dr. Joe Dispenza, is you release dopamine. Dopamine is the feel-good drug. And guess what? Your brain produces it. You don't need to resort to pills to feel good. So your own brain can create dopamine and you feel great for the rest of your day. So here are the affirmations. First of all is, I am capable of achieving great things. This affirmation reminds you of your ability to actually accomplish what you want to do. And it's also a great way for you to move forward. The second affirmation is, I choose happiness today. Why make our lives miserable? I mean, life's too short to make it miserable, literally. We don't know when we go out of our house in the morning if we're going to make it back to our home at night. We don't know if we're still going to be on planet Earth this night. So, the best we can do is actually choose to be happy throughout the day. And guess what? If we choose happiness, if we determine that, my day is going to be great, my clients will notice it, my coworkers will notice it, my boss or my employees will notice it. And guess what? You can put them also in a better mood, right or not? So choosing happiness is actually putting yourself in control of your emotional state. And the thing is this, there's always challenges. We can always encounter things that we're not planned, that we're not prepared for, but what determines the outcome is how we respond to that. It's what we do about it, what the mindset is when we find those challenges that come across our way. Third one, I am grateful for the opportunities I have. We create our reality. Nobody put a gun to our head. When we're at a job, when we work for somebody, or if we have employees, if we created a company, nobody forced us to do that. We chose to be where we are. So gratitude shifts your focus to what you do have instead of what you don't have. And by acknowledging your own opportunities, you open yourself up to even more opportunities. And it makes you grounded and you attract positive things into your life. So, and this is Joe Dispenza. I'm a huge fan of that man. By the way, he's a doctor, but he's also a neuroscientist. I trust in my abilities. Well, I mean, if we're operating out of self-doubt, what will the outcome be? Instead, if we tell ourselves that I trust what I am in what I'm capable of, then I am fully equipped to deal with whatever comes my way. And then instead of having a roadblock, I have an open way to really unleash my creativity, whether it's, because I come up with a solution to a problem, or I actually design a new product or a new way of offering a service or whatever. There's so many ways that the human mind can create things, but we have to trust ourselves. Okay, next one is I embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. As I said, challenges, they will come our way no matter what. But I have chosen to make a learning experience out of a challenge. And when we take that approach, we grow as human beings and we make our business grow or our workplace grow. And obstacles are no longer obstacles. They're just a stepping stone. Okay, I made a mistake, oh, something happened that, was completely unforeseen. But you know what? It's a stepping stone to something better. And actually, when one door closes, there's always two or three that open, and we just have to walk through them. Number 6, I radiate positivity and attract good things. So that is aligning your mind, yourself, with the good things that are coming your way. And it's a mindset that attracts success. And number 7 is I am worthy of success and happiness. You know what? I am from Mexico City. So Mexico, as you know, is not exactly a first world country. It's actually, it's a very rich country with so many poor people and so many things that go wrong all the time. So coming here to the United States and seeing the tremendous amount of wealth there is, and the tremendous amount of opportunities there are. You know what? I've always been so grateful to my adoptive country for all the opportunities that I have been given to, do what I do, enjoy what I do, and have a really great life here. So if I tell myself I am worthy of success and happiness, guess what? I am going to be happy. I'm going to be successful. And everybody measures success in a different way. For somebody, success equals having a Lamborghini in the driveway. But for somebody else, is having just, a happy family and having a nice home, whether it's, a big one or a small one, but having a nice roof over your head. So everybody has a different definition of success, and every definition is perfect. So, but we need to remind ourselves that we're worthy of that success and that happiness. Now, consistency is key, because if we repeat these affirmations every day, every morning, what we do now is place them in our subconscious mind. And then we have to make an effort to realizing and actually acknowledging, how do these affirmations make us feel? And I can tell you right away, they make us feel way better. And believe it or not, they will shift your perspective, because words have power and words are the building blocks of your future. So your future is in your hands. You don't have to be stuck in a god awful job. You have the option of walking out, and you can change your job. If your company is not working, it's not functioning the way it's supposed to, you know what? It is up to you to make it work and make it function in a positive, in a better way, regardless of Trump's tariffs, regardless of, oh my God, the conflict in the Middle East. Oh my God, the Russians are going to nuke Ukraine. Oh my God, AI is going to take over. Oh my God, this and that. You know what? That is aside from you. You cannot control what politicians are doing, throughout the planet, but you can control what you're doing in your company. And if you're an employee, in your realm of your work. But you have to be consistent. So this guy, his name is Vishen Lakhiani, and he's the founder of a company that is the biggest educational platform, an online platform on planet Earth. This guy took the company from just himself back in the early 2000s And now it's a company that's worth about $500 million. It's based in Malaysia because he's in Malaysia. So this picture that you're seeing is actually him talking to the Google managers at Google headquarters. And what did he teach them? He taught them meditation. Believe it or not, he is paid. He gets paid $70,000 for a conference. So he got paid $70,000 to talk to Google managers and teach them meditation. So why would Google pay a guy like this to teach his managers meditation? Because meditation is not sitting, in lotus flower position and go like, oh, no, that is not meditation. Meditation is focusing your thoughts on how you want to shape your company, your workplace, your relationships, personal and professional. And actually, you can find this meditation on YouTube. There's different iterations. He gave it to the world. He has a book that's called The 6 Phase Meditation, which is coming up next. And I want to play it to you. It's a 10-minute meditation. You do that in the morning, and trust me, I do it every time after saying my affirmations and saying thank you and being grateful. I do this meditation usually in the shower. It's 10 minutes. I mean, actually, I get out of the shower and finish my meditation while drying up, with the towel and everything. So, this is something that everybody can do. And believe me, it will make a difference in the outcome of your day. So it's based on 6 very unconventional human needs for optimal function. So the first one, it's not food and shelter, it's love and compassion. The second one, everybody needs a little bit love and compassion. And especially when you're in a workplace where there are some people who are gossips, who are really negative and whatnot. The second principle is gratitude. And as I said, I wake up and say thanks. The third one is peace. And peace means making peace with people. It means forgiving. If somebody has done something to you, has said something to you, and you have too, peace means giving forgiveness and asking for forgiveness. Why is that important? Because you clear the negative energy that you store in your body. The fourth one is vision. Vision for, for your company, where do you want to go? Or vision, can be a personal goal. Why not? I want to travel and visit blah, 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 exotic country. I want to have a great relationship. I want to find a spouse if you're single. Whatever it is. The fifth one is a sense of control. So that means, how do you shape your perfect day hour by hour? And the sixth one is a support. What he says, if you're an atheist, you picture an older, wiser version of yourself blessing you. And if not, you can call upon God or the universe or the cosmic intelligence. It doesn't matter what name you give it, but you ask for a support from something that is a little bit higher than just your negative mind and emotions. So it's really powerful. And what he says, and this is actually one of the slides that he showed the Google people, it's like all these 6 elements, they can shift throughout the day, but the most important thing is that we always have in mind that, we can always give compassion. We should always be grateful. We should be at peace. And whatever we do should have that vision in mind. And then how we control emotionally and mentally our day, and then always feel that sense of support that we give ourselves. So this meditation practice that he teaches, it's actually rooted in science. It's not some woo-woo BS, from somebody who smoked too much weed or something. This promotes neuroplasticity, and that neuroplasticity means memory and decision making. Actually, they put a bunch of people, and that this has been measured. You know, when people practice meditation, their blood pressure drops. It slows down aging. And actually, for some people, they actually feel a relief of some pain they have, and it engages your mind in a very, very positive way. So the 6-phase meditation that Vishen Lakhiani invented is compassion, gratitude, forgiveness, your future vision, your perfect day, and the sense of support is like a self-blessing that you give yourself. And it is an expression of moving from judgment to caring, to feeling empathy, from being isolated to feel connected, from being indifferent to and disliking, you know, people and situations to understanding. So the phase 2, in this case, gratitude shows that the science shows that gratitude causes, you can read it here, more energy, more higher emotional intelligence, better attitudes. If you are depressed because something has happened, guess what? You know, that sense of depression disappears, less anxiety, more feelings of being socially connected, and even better sleep. How cool is that? So how many of you go to bed at night and take your problems with you to bed, and you just toss and turn and turn and toss because you're rethinking your problems all over again? Phase 3 is about forgiveness. And here you have Vishen Lakhiani's definition. And then I found this picture here. Forgiveness is me giving up my right to hurt you for hurting me. So forgiveness is really important because actually it liberates you from, you know, negative energy that gets stored within your body. So, and it actually, I mean, promotes a better way, a path to happiness and better health. So, and the thing is this, you know, we have a reptilian brain, and that brain is always looking for danger. And that brain is the reactive brain that whenever somebody says something or does something, we have to react in kind. So when you practice forgiveness, it's your higher mind, not your reptilian brain taking over. You know, because judgment and bad feelings towards others, it creates those negative charges, and they have been measured by scientists. So that's the important thing. This is not, you know, some really woo-woo thing. It has been measured by scientists. So phase 4 is your creative visualization. And what Vishen Lakhiani says is that we tend to overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we always underestimate what we can do in 3 years. So what we do in this future vision phase is think 3 years ahead. Where do we want to be in our lives in 3 years? And it can be applied to our business, to our workplace. You know, I want to be, instead of just a manager, I want to be the vice president of the company. Or it can be travel, it can be adventure, it can be relationship, it can be finding new friends, whatever you want. You know, you can shift your visualization in those different areas. Now, phase 5 is your perfect day. So what you do is go hour by hour from the minute you wake up until you go to bed. How do you visualize the day? And you can do it in a flash. I mean, you can train your brain to do it like real quick. I mean, I do it maybe in 2 minutes, and I just go through my entire day, you know, here at the office, meetings, whatever, you know, and I go just like this. And then how do I want to wind down once I get home? And and your thoughts, of course, create your reality. And what you do is, you know, on a more scientific basis, you exercise your brain's reticular activating system. And then when you decide to influence the outcome of your day, you actually train your brain to focus on the positive things that you want for that day. And then the blessing, it's, just imagining the powerful energy supporting you in your intentions. So here we go. And I repeat, this is something that Vishen Lakhiani, the founder of Mind Valley and the creator of this meditation, taught to Google executives. You can find this video on YouTube. That's where I downloaded it from. Here we go.
And I want you to just listen to my voice as I guide you through this. This is going to take 10 minutes.
And close your eyes.
Everyone ready? So let's begin. Listen to the sound of my voice. Feel yourself going into a relaxed state of mind. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. We will start this exercise with phase 1. Imagine yourself surrounded in a bubble of white light. Fill this bubble with a feeling or an energy of compassion and love. Feel yourself surrounded by this energy of love and compassion. You're now expanding this bubble to encompass everyone in this room. Feel everyone in this room surrounded by this energy of love and compassion. As you exhale, the bubble expands further and now encompasses everyone in this city block. Feel everyone in this city block feeling love and compassion. As you exhale, imagine this energy permeating the entire city. Now the country. Now see a vision of the earth in front of you. And as you exhale, see this energy encompassing the entire earth. Feel yourself connected to every living creature, plant, animal, and human being on earth. Feel an energy of love and compassion radiating from you to earth. We now go on to phase 2. I want you to think about anywhere from 1 to 3 things in your personal life that happened in the last 24 hours or past few days that you could be grateful for. It could be a delicious cup of coffee, a hug from a loved one. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. And as you bring back to mind and memory this moment, feel that little feeling of joy that you had when you experienced it. Now think about your career and your livelihood. Think about anywhere from 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for that have happened in your career. Could be a project gone well, a raise, a business project that's blooming. Bring back to mind the feeling you had when you experienced this. Now think about yourself. Think about anything from 1 to 3 things that you truly love and adore about yourself. Feel a feeling of pride and gratitude for having these qualities or opportunities. As you do this, it helps if you can recreate in your mind the emotion that you experienced when you first experienced these things. Now we go on to phase 3, forgiveness. Bring to mind someone. It could be someone recent, someone from the past, whom you feel you still have a charge that you need to forgive. See them in front of you. And repeat mentally after me. I forgive you. And I ask you to forgive me. We now go on to phase 4. I want you to see some aspect of your life 3 years in the future. Could be you experiencing your ideal body and health, or your ideal love, or your ideal career, or adventure, or growth, or contribution. Pick any one of these. And feel the joy you would feel as if it were already happening. Play around with this for a few seconds. If everything could go well for you, if you had incredible luck and support, what would that aspect of your life look like 3 years from now? Feel the feeling you would have as if this were true. Now bring your attention back to today as we go into phase 5, visualizing your perfect day. I want you to think about what you have to do today and visualize each hour of the day unfolding in the most perfect possible way. You could visualize it, or you could simply make a statement such as, I'm going to have an amazing lunch with so-and-so. As you do this, pretend that you have power over how your life and your day is going to unfold. And you could direct things to appear, unfold, and flow to you simply by your thought. Just pretending it's so tends to give you a sense of control and power that often leads to you having more positive experiences throughout the day. And now we move on to the final phase, phase 6. You've visualized yourself 3 years in the future. You've decided on how your perfect day is going to unfold. I want you to now imagine as if there's a higher power above you. It doesn't matter what your religious or spiritual beliefs are. The important thing is as if you feel that there's an energy or higher power supporting you in all your visions and intentions. Imagine a beam of light flowing down from above to the top of your head. Feel this as a warm, positive, loving, supportive energy, and feel it gently flow down from the top of your scalp, down to your forehead, your eyes, your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, all the way down to your fingers, your chest, your abdomen, your hips, your upper legs, your knees, your calves, and your feet, all the way down to your toes. Imagine yourself thanking this higher power or this supportive energy, and see yourself ready, empowered to face your day. At the count of 5, I'm going to count you awake. 1, 2, 3, coming out slowly now. 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. How did that feel?
So, how did that feel? Put it in the chat. I think it's great. I mean, I do this every morning. So, but you know, you can tell yourself, well, I don't have time. Okay, there's a 1 minute a day mind hack to align your intentions, your mind, and your emotions. And this is actually a technique that's used by Olympic athletes, by Navy SEALs, mindset coaches, and so many people in the world, because neuroscientists have shown that the brain cannot tell the difference between what's real and what you vividly imagine. So what it does is this 1 minute mind hack is rewiring your brain. So choose whatever you want to, you know, focus your mind on, a desire, but you have to be very specific and with detail. So clarity here is key. And if you saw the 6 phase meditation, your visualization has to be vivid. You have to picture your desire as if it's already fulfilled. So you feel the emotion, because just what you put in your mind with nothing else will not make it happen. So you have to combine your mind and your emotion. So because your body and what you're manifesting responds to vibration. Remember at the beginning the video that everything is vibration. Our thoughts are vibration, and they have been measured. Every time we think of something, we release an electric charge, and that has been measured. So what you're basically doing is you're experiencing your future before it actually happens. And you don't need more than 1 minute. You just have to be very focused and very intensive in that, whatever you want to choose, you know, for your desire. So you set a timer for just 1 minute. So you visualize yourself inside of the reality of what you want to create. And it tells the energy in your field, which is your body and a little bit what's outside of your body, what you choose, what you accept, what you're ready for. And then you just have to release it. You don't need to be in control of everything, you know, and of when and how it shows up. It's like planting a little plant. You know, let's say you want to plant a strawberry, you know, you put it in the dirt, you put it in the soil, And you're not uprooting it every day. Oh, and how is it going and whatnot? I mean, you just let the soil do its thing. You just water it every now and then you let it grow by itself. So this is exactly the same process. And trust, that this is the process that works even if you don't see it, because you don't see a plant growing until, one day, maybe 1 week later, when you water, it's like, oh my God, I mean, it has really grown. And there's little strawberries coming out of the plant, and then suddenly they're red and they're ready to be eaten. And oh my God, they're so delicious. But you're not controlling what the plant is doing. This is exactly the same thing. Okay, so and again, this is based on what Joe Dispenza teaches. Your mind is a very powerful energy of creation. So what you create in the workplace, what you create in your business, what you create in your personal life, that's up to you. So you're literally programming your brain to expect, success, joy, abundance, a feeling of being supported, so it's like neuroscience teaches is that the brain cannot tell the difference between reality and what you're visualizing. So it activates exactly the same brain circuits as if you're actually living it. And it primes your brain and it conditions the body. So it creates a frequency, an energetic frequency that aligns with the outcome. And as a booster, you can always say, thank you, I'm grateful. So that's actually a plus. And the thing is, it's like brushing your mental and emotional and even spiritual teeth. You have to be consistent. I mean, it's not like you brush your teeth once a year and then expect, your teeth to be all clean and nice. You have to brush them at least twice a day for your teeth to be clean. So this is exactly the same thing. Okay, and well, that's it. I'm done for today. So next week, we are going to focus on AI and your business or your workplace. So next week, we're going to truly focus, and I hope you apply what you have learned today, and I'll be more than happy to share this presentation, this PowerPoint with you. And I mean, for the meditation, just look it up on YouTube, 6-phase meditation, and there's different iterations. Different people have posted it as well, different languages. So, just use it because it is very powerful, and it actually does shape the way you feel and you act and you think throughout the rest of your day. Thank you. And I'm open for questions.
Thank you, Claudia. We just have about 5 minutes here for questions. Tell us again the name of the meditation one more time. We were in the meditative mode. So I was trying to, I don't know if you saw me, I was like in the thing, but then I was like, wait, I've got to take a couple notes. So I've got to come out of this for a second. Tell us again the name of the meditation.
It's 6-phase meditation, and the author is Vishen Lakhiani.
Vision.
And he's Vishen, Vishen.
Got it.
And then Lakhiani is spelled Lakhiani.
Okay.
And the platform is Mind Valley.
Mind Valley. Okay, thank you for sharing that. I wanted to ask because I thought it was possible other people were trying to get into your presentation too, and then it's like, wait a minute, what was that? So that was great. I want to hear, so it's great to talk about these items. We know that it's important. What do you do on days, Claudia, where you're just not feeling it? You're like, I'm too busy to do, I don't even literally have 1 minute.
Well, then I do, well, actually, yes, because I mean, I shower every morning. So that's when I start putting it on, I do it while I shower. And I have to get dressed after I shower, right? So by the time I start getting dressed, that's when the meditation finishes. It's just 10 minutes. So it's really nothing. If we can't make 10 minutes of our entire day, 24 hours, to put ourselves in a right mindset and emotional state, well, I mean, yes, you can say, okay, I'm too busy, you know what? Or, I woke up and I'm not really feeling in the mood of doing anything. But you know what I do? At least I start my day and I say thank you.
Yeah.
I feel and I express gratitude. At least I always do that.
I asked that because I think that's the most common objection for people. And I know that you already explained that about your routine and how you work it in, but I think that's important to reiterate that because we'll always have an objection. I don't have time. I'm too busy. I'm busier than everybody else, that sort of thing. But what you're explaining is everybody showers, everybody brushes their teeth, everybody does these sort of mundane habits that we can kind of stack this onto. You're not adding 10 minutes to the day, you're stacking it onto something else you're already doing. So I love that you shared that. I think that's really important.
Or there's a 1 minute mind hack, that came after it. Okay, I'm so busy. I mean, if you tell yourself that I don't have even 1 minute to work on my, my desires, my goals for the day at least, well, then there's no way of helping you. I'm sorry.
What have you noticed in yourself since you've started committing to these types of practices?
Oh my God, everything flows. Everything flows. I I have found situations where there was conflict, and I just visualized that everything flows, that people are working together, and guess what? It does happen.
Yeah.
I visualize, oh, I want to do this, and doors open from God knows where, but they open, and I walk through them, and it happens. I mean, it's incredible. It's so powerful. And this guy teaches it to high executives of companies. He's at a level where he is, and he has posted pictures of himself with the likes of Richard Branson and some other bazillionaires of the world. He teaches them that. So there's got to be something to it when a bazillionaire actually takes those trainings.
Totally. And from bazillionaire to Claudia Herman, I think it's important to hear the proof, right? Because if people are going to commit, they're like, what's this really going to do for me? And so I love that explanation of just opening doors without explanation. I think that's so, so important. Here's the other thing, Claudia, when it comes to AI, right? Some people could get so focused on that they forget to use their own brain and forget about their own mental capacity, right? Becoming so reliant on this technology as a tool. Is that something you're going to speak about next week at all?
Right. Yes. I mean, I use AI. I'm a complete enthusiast when it comes to using and harnessing the power of AI. I use ChatGPT and a bunch of applications, stuff like Canvas and FreePic and all these graphic things, the Gemini. What else do I use? Copilot of Microsoft. I mean, everything now is powered by AI. So you look for some information and it pops up because AI is putting together probably what, if you look for specific information and there's maybe, I don't know, let's say 5,000 articles and presentations that have been written about it, AI condenses it for you, and that's wonderful. I mean, just don't overuse it. Don't just rely on AI. I mean, we're still humans. We need human interaction. We need to use our brains.
Totally. That's a perfect place to wrap up, y'all. It is time. We have made it to the end of our hour. Claudia Herman, thank you. You are wonderful. This is not goodbye. This is just, we will see you in a week's time. So don't forget, we're continuing to talk about artificial intelligence next week, same time, same place, right here, sarah-national.org. If you would like to get the replay of this session, it will be up by Wednesday of next week. So you can listen to that replay and really let that information sink in. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.